Assembly of luffing attachment. Before performing work, read the operation and maintenance manual for operation details. Also, perform this operation on flat hard ground. Boom jib and guy line arrangement. Prepare the boom jib and guy line according to the arrangement chart. Only preferred boom and jib arrangement is shown in table. Please check the operation and maintenance manual for details. Do not assemble the boom and jib which is not shown in the operation and maintenance manual. Check each boom and jib component for damage. If damage is found, repair the damage at the designated service shop. Do not use damaged boom and jib, which may cause of collapse and lead to personnel injuries or loss of life. As for luffing crane specification, place the steel plates between the ends of the crawler and the ground when erecting or lowering a boom if the boom length is 54.9 meters or longer as shown. When place the steel plate, the crane travel forward until the idler center comes to the center of the steel plate. This video describes the following attachment configurations. Boom, 21.3 meters. Jib, 21.3 meters. Hook, 35-ton hook, 2 parts, plus ball hook, 1 parts. Caution for cantilever. Ensure to work with the gantry is set at work position, and the inching switch should be set in inching position. Do not exceed the cantilever limitation. Do not perform the hoisting work or travel while the boom is supported with the cantilever. Hoisting a boom until the boom tip is cleared off from the ground will lead to damage to the boom. If the pinholes located in the lower sections of the booms to be connected are aligned, the boom should not be hoisted further. Assembling the luffing attachment. This assembly procedure starts from the machine is under the following conditions. Do not lower the boom base tip below ground level, otherwise interfere the boom and or backstop with surrounding components and lead to damaged parts. Jib hoist winch is installed to the boom base, and hose is connected. Connected the lubrication hose between the jib hoist drum and the guide sheave on the boom base. Fold the guide sheave and guide roller on the boom base. Required boom components with pay attention to the up-down face properly of insert booms, and place near the boom base section. Do not place the attachment direct to the ground. Place a wooden block and place the attachment stably on it. Attach the sling to the boom insert. When lifting the boom, jib use the protector or the synthetic fiber sling. Do not lift at lattice pipe. In case of lifting semi-assembled boom, jib lift at connecting part. Hanger bracket can be used only when the boom is at single part. Does not use it when the plural booms are connected, otherwise the boom may damage. Lift the boom insert and position it near the boom base. Do not stand on, or enter under inside of the attachment being assembling disassembling. Align the top side pinholes. Insert the connecting pins into the top side pinholes. Use flanged connecting pins. Be sure to tap the connecting pins from the outside to the inside. Insert connecting pin should be oriented vertical its pinhole and secure the spring lock pin. Detach the slings. Connect the rest of the boom inserts according to the boom configuration chart. Fold the idler sheave at the taper boom insert. Attach the sling to the boom tip assembly. Lift the boom tip assembly and connect it to the taper boom insert. Install or extend the cable rollers. Prepare the guy lines according to the arrangement chart. To identify each guy line, see the part number stamped on the connector. Lift the guy lines and connect them to the top end of the boom tip. Spread the split pins 60 degrees apart, 30 degrees to each side. Do not bend just one side 60 degrees. Lower the guy lines onto the boom. When working at a high elevation, be sure to use a safety belt to prevent falling. Guide the guy lines as necessary so that they do not droop to the side of the boom. Keep the guy lines as straight as possible on the boom. Connect the rest of the guy lines according to the boom configuration chart. Insert the guy line connecting pin from the inside. Lift the boom base up by raising the mast so that the lower connecting hulls of boom base and boom insert aligns. Do not exceed the cantilever limitation. Insert the connecting pins into the bottom side pinholes. Use double-tapered connecting pins. Attach a slings to the top of the rear strut and hold it with assist crane. Remove the securing pin that connect front and rear strut and lift the rear strut. Place a wooden block and lower the rear struts. Attach a slings to the top of the front strut and hold it with assist crane. Remove the securing pin that connect front and front strut and lift the front strut. Place a wooden block and lower the front struts. Ensure that the links are high enough so that they do not interfere with each other when connecting the insert jib. Assemble the jib in accordance with the jib configuration chart. Install an auxiliary sheave to the jib tip. Align the pinholes on the lower side and install the securing pins. Detach the sling. Connect jib guy lines, boom side, from boom base side step by step on the boom. Lower the mast and remove the slings. When working at a high elevation, be sure to use a safety belt to prevent falling. Use a scaffolding board for working on the attachment. Connect guy lines, of which guy lines 1.96 meters installed on the mast, and the guy lines comes from boom tip. Fully lower the mast assist arms. Hoist the boom hoist drum to draw the guy lines taut. Place a signalman to prevent accident from rotating drum. Stop hoisting the boom hoist wire rope just before the boom tip leaves the ground. Extension of strut. Pay out the jib hoist drum wire rope. Be sure to pass the wire rope through the sheaves correctly. Reeve the jib hoist wire rope through the front and rear strut point sheaves. Install the rope socket on the end of the wire rope and secure it to the rear strut. Attach the sling to the rear strut. While paying out the jib hoist wire rope, lift the rear strut with the assist crane. Connect the jib guy line C to the boom guy line N. Raise the rear strut forward until the strut backstop can be taken out. Remove the securing pin that connects the rear strut and strut backstop. Carefully remove the securing pin for the strut backstop to prevent abrupt swing of the strut backstop. Strut should keep 90 degrees. Connect the strut backstop to the boom side while folding down the rear strut. Connect the strut backstop cylinder hoses to the tubes from the hydraulic oil reservoir. Open the cock on the hydraulic oil reservoir to allow hydraulic oil to enter cylinders to extend it. Set the length of the strut backstop appropriately according to use of boom length. Set the strut backstop length adjusting pin at the correct position according to the boom length. If the adjusting pin set at the incorrect position may result of serious accidents, such as damage or drop of the boom, etc. Securely tighten the cock on the hydraulic oil reservoir. If the cock is open, the hydraulic cylinder can be retract freely, and the jib may raise by the rear strut self-weight resulted damage the jib and the strut. Make sure that the jib backstop is working properly. Support the jib backstop with an assist crane and sway the jib backstop by hand. Confirm the tip of jib backstop does not come off from the stopper of jib base. Connect the jib guy line Q to the guy line link on the front strut. Connect the remaining jib guy lines in order, starting from the jib tip. When the jib length is 51.8 meters or longer, requires installing the center hitch guy line. For the installing position of the center hitch guy line connecting link, refer to boom, jib and guy line arrangement chart and install the link with connecting pin, double tapered pin. Hoist up jib drum and raise the front strut. Hoist wire ropes reeving. In this chapter, explains how to assemble the jib tip with 2 hooks. Place the hook over hoist limit switch, weight and socket, near the jib tip. When passing the hoist wire rope to the hook block, face the striker, hook block side weight catch, contacting the hook over hoist limit switch weight to the bottom foot side. Pay out the wire rope from the front drum and rear drum. Be sure to pass the wire rope through the guide roller correctly. Reeve the rear drum wire rope through the jib point sheave and hook sheave in order. Install the limit switch and pass the wire rope through it. Install the rope socket and secure the end of the wire rope to it. Install the rope socket in the correct direction. Install the limit switch and pass the wire rope through it. Install the rope socket and secure the end of the wire rope to it. Connecting the load safety device. Disconnect the cables from the cable reel on the boom base. Pay out the electrical cable from the cable reel. Secure the junction cables or limit switch wiring to the boom with the hanger. Connect the cable of cable reel A to the boom tip junction panel. Ensure the thimble to hang on the cable hook, otherwise undue force may be applied to the cable connector and lead to damage. The cable of cable reel B should be connected to the cable of the jib load detector. Engage the cable reel stopper once having paid out enough cable. Connect the cable to it. Work on cable reel. Disconnect the cables from the cable reel on the jib base. Pay out the electrical cable from the cable reel. Secure the junction cables or limit switch wiring to the boom with the hanger. Connect the cable of cable reel to the jib tip junction panel. Engage the cable reel stopper once having paid out enough cable. Connect the cable to it. Work on cable reel. Check the connection of load detector connector. Set the crane configuration into the controller. Input the crane configuration properly to prevent machine overturning or damage. Confirmation before erecting the attachment. Check the following items and confirm that there is no abnormality, then erect the boom. The ground must be level and firm. Improve the ground condition if required by placing steel plate below the whole machine. Pre-operational check completed. Boom backstop extended to work position. Lubrication to the required part of the attachment performed. Wire ropes correctly reeved. No tools or articles left on the attachment. Mast assist arms are in the fully lowered position. Aux actuator select switch is in the off position. Off-limit signs posted at surrounding area of the attachment. Wiring for the boom, main and auxiliary hook over hottest limit switches properly connected. Limit switch S functions. Load safety device correctly wired. Proper crane configuration data set, proper hook mode selected. The strut backstop length is set at appropriate position, and the cock on the hydraulic oil reservoir is surely closed. Travel motor set to rear side. The steel plates are placed at the front end of the crawler, if it's required. As for crane specification, when erecting or lowering a boom length of 54.9 meters or longer, place the steel plates between the ends of the crawler and the ground as shown. Travel the crane until the idler center comes to the center of the steel plate. Erecting the luffing attachment. Do not stand or work under, inside or on the boom structure to prevent accident due to sudden fall of the attachment. Do not perform the erection of the luffing boom and its jib while strong wind is blowing to prevent overturning. To prevent from being dragged or struck by a sudden moving hook, stay off from the hook when the attachment is erected. Operate the control lever slowly. Abrupt control lever operation is very dangerous and may create the unexpected loads to the base machinery and the attachment or load swinging. When erect, lower the attachment. The upper machine should be directed parallel with the crawler. Not allowed with the overside direction. Ensure that the ground is level and no obstacles in the area where the jib point roller moves. Take an action to keep all unrelated personnel off. Prevent the wire rope at the top of the boom or jib from being caught in or kinked. Keep the hook block placed on the ground until the attachment angle reaches the workable range. Turn the boom hoist lever to the hoist position to raise the boom at a low speed. Remove the wooden block under the attachment. Raise the boom further until the enable jib point to lift off the ground. To give a margin for machine stability and to reduce the load on machine, erect the boom with jib offset angle set between 90 to 110 degrees. Move the jib hoist drum control lever to the lowering position, and pay out the jib hoist wire rope with paying attention to the jib guy lines, so that they do not become excessively slack. If the jib guy line becomes excessively slack, the connector of the jib guy line slips on the top surface of the jib, leading to damages on the lattice pipe. While erecting the attachment, front and rear drum control levers to be operated to pay out the wire rope from the drum so that the hook block does not leave the ground until the attachment is in the working range. Take care not to erect the front strut excessively. Otherwise, it interferes with the rear strut, leading to damages on the struts. When the luffing attachment is erected or lowered with a boom hoist speed trimmer and jib hoist trimmer is set to max, and if in case the engine speed is low idling, winding speed may become slower. This phenomenon could be avoided by increasing the engine speed. After the attachment reaches the appropriate offset angle, set the luffing control lever to the raising position to remove a slack in the jib guidelines. If in case of lower the luffing boom before leave the jib point from the ground, pay attention to the position of the jib backstop and support. If the boom is lowered with the jib backstop point placed on the stopper, the jib backstop, boom or jib may be damaged. Raise the boom to the minimum working angle while keeping the jib offset angle. Erecting the jib before the boom angle reaches the minimum working angle may cause overturning or damages to the crane. Raise the jib to the minimum working angle. Hoist up the hook. After completing the erecting the luffing attachment, check the operation of each limit switch.